Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Vator Games.
Check 1 2 1 2. Vator Games in the building. You know what it is. Match reaction. Manchester City fan match reaction going down right now. First things first, my peoples come first. My people, those that are here, no longer here, always thought of and remembered. Listen, I'm here. We got to discuss this. And we're going to discuss this with some balance, with some emotion, with some difficult conversations. And we're going to go through it. So, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, hit that like button. If you want to be a part of the show, be in the comments. What I like to do each and every time, the first person in the building with regards to the show is I shout them out. And it's Clutch today. Clutch is first in the building. What up, Vator? What up? Listen, Clutch, what up? What up is 2 games of wastefulness. That's what we got. Do I say 3 games of wastefulness? Clutch goes, I think I just have to raise my hand up and let it go. Okay. Guys, let's not do this. Clutch, everybody else in the chat, I haven't read through the comments yet. I'm going to make some personal notes. I'm not saying I'm judging you. I'm not going to judge the entirety of who you are, but I'm going to be making some personal notes. I'm going to go back and I make sure I note this. Jan 7th, 2026, my time, 5:30, game week 21. I'm going to be making personal notes on every City fan that has given up on the Prem. Because you're giving up on the Prem based off of a result. You're giving up on the Prem based off of a result. And the reason why I say it's a result is because we did enough performance-wise for that not to have been a draw. The reason why I say you're also doing this performance-wise is because had we won, I don't think you're giving up on the title. Did we do enough to win? I happen to believe so. And a 3-point difference, now a 2-point advantage potentially, is why you're saying it right now. So, Clutch, everybody else in the chat, I'm going to be making personal notes on the City fans that quit on game week 21. I'm just saying I'm not judging you, but I'm going to be making personal notes because, to be honest with you, everybody in the chat, apologies for being late. I pushed the show back a little further because I want to also see all the results and the United, another draw, but I want to see everything play out. Okay. And another reason why I want to see everything play out is because I'm going to have that in perspective after I do the match review. I want to talk about with regards to what it means, reminding all of us what it means to fight for a title. Okay, so that's why I wanted to address all of the performances from across the other clubs and have a real conversation. So please stick around because we are going to have a real conversation. Another reason why I was late is because I popped in to a Twitter X space. I had to listen to what a few were all gathered to talk about. And I'm going to tell you, quitting's really easy. Quitting is really easy. I mean, there's a reason why not many people succeed, right? There's a reason why many people have kind of like regrets. So I wish I had and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to make this whole evolve deep, but I'm just listening to the fans of Manchester City. And the way they talk about our players, our manager, the quitting is mad easy. But let me respect the comments for everybody in the chat. I'm also going to break down the game. All right. So understand my pleasantries right now. Let me talk to everybody in the building. Dre P goes, I don't know. Time to just enjoy the efforts. Where we land, we land. After 4 in a row, it was always going to be tough to match those standards. Had to be a bit lucky with small margins and injuries. Dre P, I respect that. And again, with regards to, you gotta, there's no like giving up, which I'm not reading in your comment here, but you're also putting in perspective that we gotta take what we have with how we're building towards it. And I'm gonna get into this because it's really annoying, because the way I hear fans already giving up or talking about the season and throwing things aside, it's becoming really clear to me, and an apology is becoming really clear to me, that a huge portion, especially the ones complaining, the ones that I'm like, how are you saying all this, have no real perspective on how tough it is to win. Like when you bring up the 4-peat, they have no clue. None whatsoever on how difficult it was, not even just to win the first one, but to go back to back, the 3-peat, the treble. They have no clue. The way they're talking right now, they have no clue. So I'm confused, because I thought when we were talking about City's success, I thought when we were talking about the accomplishments, that there was that same level of appreciation, of respect, of understanding, and it's not. It's not. I left this Twitter X space and they were talking about how maybe it's time for Pep to leave before his legacy is what? Why are we talking about legacies being ruined? Legacies being ruined when you're challenging for a prem and you happen to have one team that's been trying to do it for 20 something years, but more importantly, the last 4 years, and if they happen to get it right now, it's tainting a legacy. Like, idiotic thoughts, idiotic rationale makes, I'm so clear that people have not competed sport-wise. Yes, you compete in other things in your lives, but from sport, I know these people have not competed at sport. Makes no damn sense. I'm Teal in the building. Another embarrassing display from our striker and attackers. That's the reason we won't win any silverware this season. Again, Teal, I'm not boiling this just down to our striker and attackers. If you think that performance was embarrassing, go ahead. If you think that display from City was embarrassing, okay. What I'm going to say is, again, as clinical, as proficient, as amazing goal scorers our attacking's been, obviously Holland's been, they missed chances again today, 100%. Weren't their best. I would say even Shirky subbed on, Foden wasn't his best. Reinders, I thought, could have paced himself a little bit better. I think we were rushing too many things. But again, that's what you feel, the pressure when you're like, things aren't clicking. I need to make it happen. I feel even with regards to Doku. Doku was good. Good to see him start. I thought there was also times where he should have read it a little differently, and that comes with a little bit of game rhythm, game speed. But I think you have to look at us from top to bottom. You have to look at us from top to bottom. We have been having the emphasis of our goal scoring from Holland, but we need it elsewhere. And that's why I'm excited. Listen, I didn't do a show today. I didn't do a show yesterday. I'm gonna do one tomorrow. I know I had to do one today because I want to do the match reaction. That's why I'm excited for the Semenyo signing. I'm excited for another player to be able to come and contribute. I'm also not gonna do, which I heard others talk about, oh, we're already gonna project the Semenyo is gonna be poorly used. Like, Pep is already going to get Semenyo wrong before Semenyo's even touched the pitch. Stupid. I am 2026. I'm filtering myself away, right? You want to surround yourselves with things with regards to your success. I'm filtering out quitters. I'm filtering out the one-sided perspective. Now, we've been on this show. You've heard me. I'll talk positively and I'll challenge. If I'm not surrounding myself around the fan base, the Manchester City fan base, whose only viewpoint is negative, I'm 7 days into the year. I'm already tired of a portion of the fan base that all they see, all they talk about is negative. It's listen, Ketchum. He goes, baby shark, do 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 do. Cute, very cute, Ketchum. I see you. Respect. You got your business to handle tomorrow. I wonder how you're feeling about it. You know, later on. I know I'm slow on the comments. People, I know I'm slow on the comments. This is a match reaction, combine vent, combine hear me out. That's all that this is. Listen, and where I'm at, you're wondering, like, Vator, why are you wearing a long sleeve under your... It's cold, all right? It's cold out here in Toronto. So I'm wearing a long sleeve under my kit, all right? But I'm going to catch up to the comments. Catch them. Let me know. What are you saying tomorrow? You slapping Liverpool? Let me hear it. Clutch goes, Am I the only, or has Pep changed his tactics over the last month? No more transitional football. We just run into the opponent's half and wait for the opponent. Never give us a chance to breathe. You can't. Nah, man. Nah, Clutch. We're not playing slow ball like that. We're not. Now, are we always full tilt? I think there's a portion where, because of who we have to bring on off the bench in later stages of the game, I'm like, yeah, our energy's not there. Our directness isn't as consistent, especially as of late. But nah, Pep has changed his tactics throughout the entire season. And what I liked is between Pep, Linders, between Linders and Pep and Colo, like, it's a matter of, when are we taking these attacking moments? When are we looking to even press? When are we not looking to, like, I think it's been an evolution from beginning to end. It's not perfected. And it's also based off of personnel, trusted 11, who's going to do what. We're going to have another influx of players, potentially. Well, we know we got a right/left wing. We know we're going to be possibly getting a center back. That's all going to require another reset. Or when I shouldn't say reset, calibrating. We got to collaborate and see, okay, here's how you like to do it. Here's how we can make it work. But nah, listen, I'm not putting this too much in terms of tactically wrong. Look at all the Clutch and everybody in the chat. Look at all the chances we're creating. Look at all the chances our attackers are missing. It's not a system. We're also, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 games, we've conceded 2 goals. It's not like we're stinky, like unimaginable. We're looking at our defense and can't recognize it. It's 3 games. We've only conceded 2 goals. Like, our guys need to calm the heck down in front of the net. Pick your spots, score the goal. I feel too many are like, I'm just making contact, let me put it on target. And I also feel, especially today, I'm like, why are we taking so long to decide to shoot the ball? So, nah, I can't put it on the system. Clutch also goes, our midfield is being overran, so our defense is all over the place, then leads to goals. Yeah, but again, sometimes we get caught for the goals that we've given up. I don't think it's really like, oh, our midfield are all over the place, we're unorganized. The goal that we gave up was a terrible mistake. But I think consistently, we don't get broken down like that. I really think our system's good. Players need to fix up, for sure. But I don't think the system is like so flawed that we know we go into the game and it's going to be like, oh, there's going to be 4 clear chances that are going to be passing around us, drawing us out of position, and I don't see it. Dre P goes, clutch, facts, but not much can be done. Kovacic out forever. Rodri barely fit. 2 big misses. Foden, Bernardo, and Shirky are not physical. Even the fact that they're not so physical in terms of like dispossessing the other team or maybe retaining the ball like that, they are very highly technical with the ball. I think that you happen to agree. We don't have Rodri fully fit yet. We just got back Nico G, which was great to see. I think when we look at what do we still need to do team-wise, has not been fully completed in the windows that we've had, right? We went out and got Reinders and Shirky. I still think with the injury of Kova, the fact that we just got Rodri back, great, but we were all saying, I think we need another midfielder, right? And if we want to be balanced, we've been looking for that physical, strong runner, engine type player for a while now. No surprise. We are trying to get Phillips. Phillips didn't work. Okay, Phillips didn't work. We know that. We didn't know that. Phillips didn't work. That was a terrible answer. But when we go and when we were trying to get a profile like Bellingham, when we were trying to get a profile like Rice, you can see that we want that. We want to have a player with the physicality, with the ability to run. I know I'm way behind on these comments. Okay, let me do this. Let me start it. Let me close that real quick. Let me see. I'm going to scroll through real quick. I'm going to deal with every comment. I got to shut things down. I did a quick preview because I needed a boost. Your brother's upset right now. The draw. Another game that feels like a loss. Draw. So I had to scroll real quick. And, my gal's in the building. So instant smile in the building. My gal Rose is in the building. She goes, Vator, what's with City and all these draws? I don't know. You know what? If y'all have watched a great TV show called Martin, all right? It's back in the day. I encourage you to have to go see it. And what was a great line? Rest in peace. There's a character by the name of Tommy, all right? So I'm going to play this clip. And if you know, you know. All right.
What does GTD stand for? Got the draws, okay?
Got the draws. I don't know, Rose. I don't know what's up with them. I don't. But we were good enough to win these games. We didn't. They're also not losses. We got to fix up quick. Ketchup goes, me wanting to be in arm's length is looking like Wemby's arms. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's getting crazy. Emotions. Listen, Teal, I hear you. Vader, LOL. Are you guys depending on Liverpool? All right, listen. I'm not depending on anybody. I've been known that. You don't depend on anybody but yourself. You don't depend on nobody but yourself. You depend on other people who get disappointed. Now, let me talk about the game. Listen, no problems with the lineup. None. I knew we had slim pickings, right? Ake starting. I was actually surprised that Pep put Ake out on the left. I thought O'Reilly would have at least started and it would have been something different, but he didn't. Now, the two young defenders, they did all right. They did pretty good. With regards to playing for the first time in an important match. They did really well, I thought, in ball possession. Some of the aerial threats, some of the closing out. Great potential. Great potential. Can we lean on them if it was a Champions League game? I don't know. But first time playing, really, really happy with. I also felt like Nico G starting, great. Because again, I don't think we should go. Rodri subbed on for a full 45 2 games ago, playing a full 90 last game, and to start this one, I think Pep player management. I'm in agreement. I think how we manage the players, I'm in agreement with. That worked for me. Also, when you look at those that now want to question, they said, I think many are saying Foden shouldn't have started. It should have been Shirky, Holland, Doku, and Reinders. Okay, I'm one very comfortable at Pep's being like, I'm dropping Shirky, playing Foden. I'm dropping Foden, playing Shirky. Cool. Bring on the other one if we need it with regards to the game. I don't think Foden had a terrible game. He didn't have a good game, but he didn't have a terrible game. I also felt there was a moment in that game where he got possession, turned. I don't know who fouled him, but Foden was getting himself into spots and someone pulled Foden down like it was a tactical foul. I was like, okay, Foden not terrible. Was on the brink of creating a dangerous chance and got pulled down early. I think that I'm gonna need to see more movement in terms of getting into the pockets from him. But I don't think it was terrible. Bernardo out on that right wing. I know fans want to crash it on Bernardo, but how do you also not see the job that he's doing? Okay, you can have your criticism for him not playing a full 90 minutes, but please see that what he's doing on the pitch, based off of who we have, is deserving. Our captain is deserving of a start for what he actually did in that game. Can you say he should not have played the full 90? Okay, but the player ability, he was twisting up whoever that left back was, twisting them up, and I was surprised didn't catch a yellow at the time. So it's what it is. Now, what we have to look at is these chances that we're not making count. I see Ketchum in the building. He goes, Ketchum, SB smiling. All right, listen. Ketchum all in here. Arsenal fans, hey, listen. The conversation ain't going anywhere. You talk to other City fans that quit. That's cool. You'll know me. The more that we talk about, there's no quit. There's no quit in Vator games. There's no quit, none whatsoever. There's also no quit when it comes down to my team and my support of the manager and players. But that's me. But listen, let me get back to my breakdown. I thought that what Pep chose to start with made sense to me. I thought that the opportunities that we set up made sense to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, for the crash outs that are happening with regards to Bernardo, did he not also hit a post? Like, again, 2026, I'm filtering out the strictly negative. If you know what, people that start and happen to look at things half full, cool. We'll get along easy. You're gonna look at initially half full. We'll have the conversation. We'll also break things down. People that initially look at things half empty, I'm gonna be looking at you like this. Let me see. You're looking at half. Oh, that's half empty. If you stay always half empty, I'm filtering things out. Because we're not going to have a conversation with what the potential is, because all you see is it going wrong. And I said it. I'm not trying to go off another vent, but the player hasn't even touched ground yet. One player hasn't even been officially signed to us, and I'm already hearing City fans say that it's not going to work out. He's not even signed yet, and it's being talked about like he's not going to work if he were to come to City. Insane to me. Prodigy in the building. He goes, big up, bro. Yo, large up. Let me also speak about the goals as we go along. Dre P goes, Bernardo is a hero. He must be absolutely exhausted, but still giving everything in position, which don't even max his current abilities. Listen, if Bernardo could be more of a central double pivot, I think I might have seen that in the chat. Someone mentioned it. If I could see that, and we had someone else on the wing, i.e. Semenyo, I think we're already better off. You want that energy in the midfield. You want to be able to close out and not being ran down on. Physicality is a different story. But you want someone that's going to be in that work, going in for the tactical fouls, being able to retain possession, recycle things. Bernardo centrally would help. Would actually make Rodri's return a lot easier because he wouldn't have to do as much as all that running and carrying the ball. And then we got another attacker outside. The complainers, the quitters, I ain't having time with. I'm not having any time for it, 2026. I'm not. And it's been so clear to me that what we've been able to do over the past, they don't even have the proper context for. They don't even have the proper perspective to appreciate it. They think it was easy. Yo, large up. Clutch. Bernardo is pivotal in the team. I agree. Bernardo, he does the dirty work. It does not show up on any stat. You won't see any of these. You won't see any of those want to geek out and nerd out when they want to look at contribution or who did what. His stats do not show up there. But we know how important he is. We know exactly how important he is. Or some of us should. Listen, Bernardo's a beast, man. We don't win what we had. We don't even perform as well as we do right now without him. Clutch in the building. Bernardo is just a scapegoat. It's easy. It's an easy talking point. Easy. True City fan in the building. My guy, what it do? He goes, those missed chances, I swear. True City fan. This is what I'm saying. I don't know how in the same breath it's like, what are you doing, Pep? And you see what the players leave on the pitch with regards to the chances to score the ball and put this game to bed. Those goals scored at the time that they're scored, in terms of deflating the momentum of the other team, having them discouraged because they're like, these guys just keep damn scoring. Or look at the chances that they're creating and they're scoring. We missed out on so much. I can't look at this manager and say he's washed. I can't look at these 3 games, only surrendering 2 goals, and say this manager is washed. And isn't good enough for the fight. Dumb. That Bruno G transfer that never happened would have helped so. Okay. Prodigy. This is where the fans that want to be honest, right? The fans that want to be honest and want to support and recognize what the club's been going through. Many want to say the 115 and ignore the 115. Okay? You can't say it, you can't have it there and ignore it and not attribute to it. I know for a fact. I ain't no ITK. But I know for a fact players made decisions not to come to City because of the 115. When it first dropped and when it was lingering. And now where's the verdict? What's happening? It's still out there, right? We know that this club has been affected by it. There's no question, none whatsoever. That 115 also hit us during a time when we were competing with Arsenal and we won the treble. We won the treble in a year of having the 115 on our heads. And then they want to talk about, since the treble year, City's recruitment, City's ambition seem to be faltered. They seem to be off. Like, what have they been doing? I think they're too lax. I've seen this at other clubs. They get satisfied with winning and then they don't want to win anymore. Have other clubs had the 115 cloud over their heads? Have they had players that were key in terms of the mini rebuilds that we tend to do and not able to do? So as a result, things, domino effect. We look at now the 4-peat year. We look at the year after that, us not winning the Prem. And all these ready to quit City fans are like, this manager needs to go. This club is going down the route of a United and an Arsenal, or Bruno G was one of those players that would have easily helped with our midfield. Paqueta was another player who would have easily helped with our midfield, right? I'm going to say this again. I ain't no ITK. I don't know if any of you in the chat are, but I'm sure within the chats that we're in, within the people that we tend to link up, whether it's being in Manchester or not, you link up and you hear and you know, credible, this player, this manager, sorry, this agent, they were hesitant. They didn't want to send their player to Manchester City with the 115 looming. But we want to ignore that context, and then we want to just say this club hasn't shown the ambition since the treble year. I'm gonna come across really rude because I'm saying it like I don't think that other people are intelligent, but I do. I know people are intelligent, but they may forget. Maybe they, or you know what? They weigh different information. They weigh information differently. That's where I'm going to put it. They weigh it differently. They must say, you know what? Yeah, it's the 115. Just, yeah, move on, something else. We've had so many other factors. And as I talk about what I'm seeing from this city currently that wasn't the past city, is that we're trying to create a new set of winners. We're trying to get a different set of players that weren't the ones that we all know that, hey, we could just chill. We could say, you know what? They got that winning spirit. They got that mentality because we've seen it. It's being established now. Now, do you have the patience? Do you have the patience to see these players acquire it to get there? City failed going back to even Mancini. We failed before we even won the Prem, before we even won the first trophy. It's not just the club. Just again, the club doesn't just do it. The manager doesn't just do it. It requires these players. These players are trying to get their winning ways. I talked about it on a previous show. The list of new players that are here, right, that haven't won anything for us is a long list. It's going to take them time to become the winners that we know that they can be because of the club that we are. Dre P. I'm guessing too, Pep made Bernardo captain for a reason. Without Diaz and Rodri on the pitch, Bernardo must play minutes now. The injury crisis is real. Well, Pep kind of said it in the press conference, the relentless fight that he saw from Bernardo last year when it was like dark times, difficult times. Shout out to, actually, I'm going to continue this, but I'll let the people know in the chat. But Pep said, the fight that he saw from Bernardo, relentless, bulldog. I know it's tough going into the next game. Guys, let's go. Let's fix up. We made a mistake. We're not looking good right now, but here's what we need to do. His perspective. That never quit is why he's captain. And you need that, especially when you have the departure of former captains like Gundogan, like KDB, right? You're going to have players like that have moved on. You need that. I think Foden can get there. He's not there yet. I think Haaland as one of the co-captains, okay, makes sense. But also, he's a striker. And I'm not saying strikers can't be captains, but the one that's like not the star, not the diva, like defender midfield is usually that guy. It's usually that guy. And I think that's a reason why he chose Bernardo. Prime in the building, he goes, the we sign, the more we destroy. Wait. The we sign, the more we destroy. What? You're going to have to explain that. Wait, okay, hold on. You go, the more we sign, the more we destroy. The more we sign, we destroy the opposition, or we're destroying ourselves? I need some clarity on this one. Clutch goes, Bernardo is compensating for others. That's why he is playing. Absolutely. Pep doesn't want to play him this much. Pep is playing him this much for the lack of others. And I think that changes when we have the right players for it. I really do. He goes wide for Foden or for Shirky to get into the half spaces. He is the cause. He presses a lot. And it's something that Shirky's going to have to improve on. It's something that Foden's going to have to work on. What is undeniable is what absolute technical ability, can't question Bernardo whatsoever. Has he kind of lost a step? Maybe not as nifty as he used to be, not as strong. Okay, yeah. But technical ability, can't question it. What he does in terms of I'm dead tired, but I'm still giving you my all, it's him. And we also, which gets so underrated, not talked about, is Bernardo and his injury record. I'm sure Bernardo's been hurt. I'm sure he's not been 100%, but you don't see it from him. He's one of the hardest working, and that's what you want in a captain. So short-sighted, people. Clutch. It took years to get to the treble year. A lot of trying. Times have changed. We have a new set of players. We're still trying to figure it all out. Facts. This is what I want to say. Okay? It took years to get to the treble. It took years to get to a Prem to win back-to-back. I know Pep came, didn't win the first year, won back-to-back his second year. That ain't normal. That ain't normal even at the other clubs. Look at this Prem and look at the list of clubs that have been able to win back-to-back. It's not a routine thing. It's not something that is, it's not rare by accident. Winning back-to-back isn't rare by accident. It's because of how brutal and tough this league is. We made it look easy. I thought City fans knew how hard it was. But many think it was that easy. That's why you got, I almost said fools. That's why you got rivals thinking that they just need to do what City do and they're going to have City success. That's why you had Liverpool fans winning their second Prem. I almost said one official Prem. Let me not go there. It's not CIA. Liverpool winning their second Prem, then believing they're going to go and win back-to-back and do a madness. Arsenal fans haven't won a damn thing, and they're already talking about that they're now the club for they're now a dynasty setting. Like, I thought our City fans understood how difficult that was. The reason why we big up that treble is because we know how freaking hard it was. The four-peat was insane. How many years has this Angels League been around? How many years? 30-something years for the Prem. Even with regards to the Prem, even with regards to Sir Alex Ferguson, the dominance that he had, the stranglehold that he had, didn't do a four-peat. I thought the City fans at least understood it, and I'm realizing, because what I heard this post game, they're clueless. Not you in the chat, not the City fans in the chat, but you, when you hear it, and I'm not asking you, City fans, I'm not asking you to call it out. When you hear the nonsense, don't call it out. I mean, obviously, you're entertained, you're going to be listening in. Sometimes you listen in because you want to hear different perspectives. Sometimes you happen to agree with the content you consume. But I thought the majority, let me correct myself. I thought the majority of City fans understood how freaking hard it was. And I also was surprised to hear that many think that City and Pep and these players not able, if it so happens to be, not able to win a Prem this year means it's a taint on their legacy. Think that is a sign that this player, this manager, the club are past it. Past it as if we're not. I'm a stop because I'm not even finishing this review. Dre P goes, preach Vader. The media and the enemy have achieved their goals. City somehow beat very shady FFP uncompetitive rules, and I think the best thing the enemies could do was push charges and hamper City. What a freaking trouble with that on our head top. And it was no coincidence that every time we were going late in the Champions League, that they would want to talk about, UEFA FFP, or they'd want to talk about City spending. They were doing that to PSG. They were doing that to us. We know they didn't want us at the table. And we did that despite that. We did that despite that. Now, look, I'm gonna stop. City tried to get the big physical midfielder and couldn't, so we keep trying. And we keep trying, and it's hurt us now. It's hurt us now when we look at our squad, when we look at our available players, when we look at how other teams have stacked up and built, and be like, you know what? We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Can we continue to acquire and correct mistakes? 100%. So I think the club has had their targets on it. It hasn't happened, but to be far, we are far from done. Catch in the building. I'm not sure if this is Catch. This is SB. He goes, make sure you get some rest, my bro. You got a long marathon ahead. Listen, I'm built for this. SB, I'm built for this. This ain't nothing. The reason why it's, and again, it's cliche, SB, it's cliche, and you'll understand it one day. It is the most difficult to remain a winner, to remain a champion. Winning that first, being motivated, right? Gutting it out, doing without, not going to parties, not hanging out with your people, not having all those things that you kind of like sacrifice, you put to the side until you win it. Easy. Easy. Trust me. That stuff, when you have a goal in mind, easy to do. Now, once you've hit that goal, are you going to continue to sacrifice the way you did? Are you still going to be as disciplined? Are you still going to be as motivated? You Arsenal fans should be mad motivated. I said this 22 something years since winning a Prem. Y'all are max motivated. Nothing can stop you. You should be running through brick walls. You should be, you got an injury. I don't care. I'm playing through it. Now wait until you've won what you've won. Wait until your players have won this Prem that they haven't had for so ever long. And all of you start gassing these players to be the best. They start believing the hype. These players being like, you know what? I played through pain because I want to get that Prem. I played through all of these. I sacrificed some minutes. I sacrificed some goals and did with the assist. And I put in more running than I did. I put in those tackles because I was doing for the next man. Wait until you've won it. Wait until your players have won it. See whether they do that again. See, that's why I thought the City fans understood how difficult it was going back to back, winning the treble, winning the four-peat. Wait until your fans get a taste of winning that Prem and see what happens to try and do it again. I'm built for this marathon. Y'all been sprinting. That's why y'all been talking crazy in the past. This marathon isn't even over. Handle business tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say. Handle business tomorrow. My club, I hope that they handle business with regards to this window. Handle this business with the window. Training staff, medical staff, fix up these players. Get them healthy again. And let's go. Let's go. Clutch. This is the most I've seen of Vator being very vocal like this. Listen, Clutch, I should have been talking about the game, but I made the mistake, and I'm not going to do this again. I made the mistake of tuning into a Twitter X space and listening to a few of the commentary of people that I thought were going to be balanced with regards to talking to the game. And as a result, again, like I said, I'm not even talking about the game the way I want to talk about the game. I'm talking about how unappreciated the winning has been at City from City fans. Rivals, I get it. Rivals need to diminish, say like, oh, you only won it because of spending, say that you only won it because everybody else was bad around you, like all that kind of crap. But hearing it from City fans, yo, Prodigy, it is the butterfly effect. There are ramifications. There are consequences to what happens and what doesn't happen, right? The same way, this manager is not flawless. This manager has made mistakes. Players have made mistakes. The board, the club have made mistakes. And with that, you course correct. You recognize it, and you don't keep bringing up and hammering and nagging You don't keep nagging your own club about the mistake. If I told you guys this, you're not going to hear on this channel, you're not going to hear the talk about what we didn't do in previous windows. That talk, that ain't this. That ain't this. Go to those other channels and talk that nonsense. Oh, City's transfer window and who they had signed. And remember, the whole talk was like, oh, all these players were available. Why didn't you get these players? So what? Our club are supposed to get first dibs on every good player out there. Every good player that we don't get is because we're incompetent or the board we're lacking or slacking. Where am I at right now? Nah, Trevor, I'm good, yo. I'm good. Good seeing you. What it do, man? What it do? Good seeing you. Hit that like button, people. Subscribe if you haven't. These type of match reactions aren't going to happen often. So if you like it, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Move over, broski. It's our time now. If it's your time after 22 years, it's about damn time, Ketchum. It's about damn time. All right? Sam in the building. Vator, absolutely right on 115. People want to banter about it, but no peep on here. But no peep on how it affects recruitment. How it affects recruitment, how it affects even retained talent. Even retained talent. You're going to have agents talking to players like, you know, maybe you should look to move on, or you're on loan here. Maybe you shouldn't look to come back to City. Like, it all has an effects. Spartacus, that, you know what? You're 100% true. Some are here strictly for the trophies. Some are here strictly for the ha-ha with regards to conversations with regards to rivals. I'm realizing, Spartacus, more and more that some don't understand that there is a finite number of players out there, world-class players or top-notch players. There's a finite number. There's a business being managed. There's an entertainment factor. There's a profitability. There's a revenue. All of that. Don't understand. And I get it. As you get older, when you were younger, all you thought about was winning. I just want the winning. And you don't know what happens behind closed doors and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm realizing is many fans don't recognize that I'm going to use the Prem. That one trophy has 19 other clubs competing for it. And so not only are you competing in that ecosystem for amongst 19 other teams for the Prem, but then you're also going to be comparing yourselves for the UCL that has all those other teams competing for it. And what shows me the level of good conversation that I'm going to have with a City fan or rival is when the comparison is brought up to hold Manchester City to the best things happening at all the other clubs. You're going to hold Manchester City to, oh, why don't we have a squad like Arsenal? And then you're going to look at and you're going to say, oh, why didn't we spend in one window like Liverpool and look at all that talent? And then you're going to go and look at, oh, why can't we get the great unproven talent like over at a Brighton? Those conversations, 2026, those are happening somewhere else. Those are dumb to me. Those make no sense to me. We're competing against everybody else. Okay, another thing. Name me the other club that has done it right the last 3 years. Name me the other club that has done it right the last 2 years. Now, when we look at clubs that are getting it right this year, they had mistakes prior to having it right this year. Okay, I don't have anything to throw, but I would throw something. You know how many we're talking about Luis Enrique and look at what they did over at PSG? And look at this is a sign that City aren't doing what they're supposed to do. Look at what's happening over at PSG. Well, was PSG getting it right before they got? Were they getting it right before they got it right last year? Really? Okay. Hold on. Yo, facts. Fans forget. Yo, I saw that highlight. Trevor, I saw that highlight. Crazy. What a way, if that's his last game. What a way. What a way to say, thank you. I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I did everything that I could for you. I've got to move on. Thank you. So, Semenyo, would I be wrong? Bournemouth fans, would I be wrong to say hero status for what he did in terms of like how he departed? Let me know. Facts, Prodigy in the building. Logos, Bernardo and Foden useless. All right. If you want to say they had poor games, cool. Useless, you're going too far. It's 2026. Bernardo still playing touchline full minute. You didn't like what he contributed, Blue. You didn't like what he was able to do out there. Everything about his 90 minutes you didn't like. I agree, probably shouldn't play 90 minutes, but then we got to look at who do we want to bring instead. Clutch. Facts, Vader. People think it is easy to do what Pep did. Pep and City. Yeah, Man City were very dominant during their peak. Our players got old. Now we push the new generation. They still learning. Exactly. And another thing, Clutch, is rivals are going to do it. Rivals that need to protect the Sir Alex Ferguson legacy are going to do this. But to try and do the retain and repeat thing in 2026 is not the same as 2008. It's not the same as back then. Competitive-wise, system-wise, even globally in terms of where players are going to be pulled from. More players have money. More companies have money. And now players are also making more money. So then that motivation is different. It's different. So I complete credit to Sir Alex Ferguson. But you're going to get those that want to protect Sir Alex Ferguson and then talk about City and Pep in particular and want to do look at what he wasn't able to do like Sir Alex. That's why I say different generations. I ain't comparing the two. Great in his time. Pep, great in his time. Flat. Simple. Insomniac. Charges did not stop you from spending. It's not about spending. I don't know when you tuned in, but the charges had nothing to do with continuing to spend. You guys didn't recruit the right players, and Pep has his own troubles. I mean, are you going to dispute or disagree with the fact that players would have chosen not to come to City with the charges pending, with the charges over our head? If you happen to think that, you know what, there might be trouble over there, I'm choosing not to go, and that's why we recruited poorly or didn't get the right players, all right, you can have that point of view. Who's winning the league? I mean, the favorites to win the league are Arsenal. It's been Arsenal. Well, it's been Arsenal since Liverpool fell off. But mark my words, Liverpool celebrated Klopp like crazy and hyped him up. 20 years from now, he will be spoken of like Conte and Jose and their teams. Pep and City will be talked about with Fergie United. I think the majority of football fans agree with you, Dre P. I'm there. In terms of like what Klopp did Prem-wise, he's going to be talked about the same way. Liverpool fans are going to do differently, right? Liverpool fans are going to do different because he gave them their first Prem. I know it was a COVID Prem, but he gave them their first Prem. So they're going to talk about him differently. But football-wise, yeah, it's going to be different. Clutch. City, we will be there come game week 38. I ain't giving up. I ain't a quitter. 22 years of pain. You think we are letting all y'all ops off with just one? Now, see, this is what I'm talking about, Ketchum. This is what I'm talking about. Win your first one. Win one. Do that first before you talk about what you're going to be doing beyond that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You didn't. I know we weren't talking back then, but you wouldn't have caught me being like, I'm about to win everything multiple years. What? No. Stop it. Stop it. City are doing it in week 21. My gal goes, Vader, the boys didn't play badly, but they need to be more aggressive. We need to be cutthroat. We need to be like laser focused, final third. That ball goes in. We're scoring it. We're creating. We're just keeping them under threat. That's what we need to do. And we're letting them off. We're letting them off. Yes, there's times where it's good keeper saves, big saves, but we need to put the ball in the back of the net. It's devastating. If you got a few more charges, you may have been able to compete this season. That's funny. That's funny, I'm not gonna lie. Vader, I appreciate Bernardo's contribution. These fans are so pessimistic. Yeah, I'm filtering out the pessimists. I'm filtering them out. Like my life is gonna be a lot pure. I'm surrounding myself with like-mindedness. Oh, we're still at the halfway point. Let's see what. Hey, I'm not counting on anything from Liverpool. Nothing. But they got a game to play. I know okay, let me also say this. The goals that we left on the pitch, ridiculous. And I know Brighton had their chances as well. I know that they had their chances as well, but let's go through things chronologically a little bit, please. I think we put this game to bed had we done our business. Yes, maybe it's something like the Fulham game where, you know, late comebacks and things of that nature, sure. But I think we put this game to bed. We do what we should have done in the Chelsea game, and we just pass the ball to death. We invite them to come into our third, maybe a couple balls over top, maybe a couple cutting passes. I think we do that. But it didn't happen. Brighton's goal scored. Unfortunate. Matoma, I freaking hate how good he is. But he got, again, defensively, we are a little too lax. I think we need to just go on him. And if he gets past us, there's another defender there to stop. It didn't happen. But I thought we were a little too let's block. And what we allowed him to do is pick a corner. The one thing you should be doing as a defender blocking is you block the furthest edges of the net. And maybe spatial awareness, they didn't know where they were, but that ball to go through the legs and pretty much get to the corner of the net, frustrating, absolutely frustrating. And I want to stress this too. I think when we look at this year and we look at how we started, we still had things that were missing out. What we're dealing with right now, which was was it predictable? Was it really predictable to say that we were going to have this center back problems? When we talked about midfield issues, okay, that kind of made sense. But when we looked at defender problems, I don't think we were really going this extreme. Okay? But this is where, again, make mistakes. Can we right it? Can this be a partial season where we've made mistakes with regards to the Prem that'll hurt us, but there's still many competitions that we're in? I think the club can course correct. I think we can also see some potential with regards to how the club is, hear me out, the club is serious about winning. The fact that they do want to be very quick in reacting and going after this Prem. All of y'all in the chat have been amazing. What did I miss here a little bit? PSG fans also wanted Enrique out earlier. Prodigy, this is what I'm saying. We got miserable football fans all over the world. You had United fans wanting Amaranth out. You got Liverpool fans wanting Slot out. You got Spurs fans wanting Thomas out. Until this season, even you had Arsenal fans that wanted Arteta out. You got Real Madrid, who just got their manager wanting that. Listen, Chelsea fans wanting their manager out. It's all over the place, Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I need to be respectful because I tend to want to do my match reactions. I want to do my match reactions for like 30 minutes, right? I want to talk, obviously interact with you guys. You guys are amazing, but 30 minutes. I had to vent. I had to vent on this one. There's more that I'm going to want to say with a channeled mind and thoughts. So my next show, 115, will probably be that, or maybe Why Always Me, I'm not sure, but there's going to be some venting because I know I'm going to have some conversations with some City fans. But I want to say my title hopes aren't over. A huge things are going to have to happen from title favorites Arsenal. That's clear. They have a chance to go 8 points clear. So 8 points, game week 21. Tough. All things have been said that this is the best Arsenal squad. This is the best team. A lot of things have been said about how City aren't that good, how City don't have it, how City aren't the Sharks. Let's see. Let's see how tough this week City is to the other title hopeful, title favorites are, and try to get something happening. Disappointed in the draw, I'm not going to lie. Another start to the year without a win. Undefeated, but without a win. We need to fix up with our goal scoring. I'm actually happy with the defense. Very pleasantly surprised and happy with regards to the defense. We'll see what Pep does next game. We don't play United until the 17th, if I'm correct. We don't play until the 17th, so we got cup games next. Tune in to Vator Games TV. I'm Vator Games. Obviously, this is a Manchester City fan live match reaction. I talked about Brighton. I talked about City, and I had to. Apologies. I know, an hour long. Apologies. I had to vent. I'm not giving up on this season. We're going to fight and see where things end up. All right? Tune in. Catch me on the next one. Like a press conference, you know I got to walk out. Love in the chat. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button.